96.7 KCAL rocks. Let's check in on Monday, doing a little bit of sports with our guy, Pep. Pep, what's going on?
Yo, good morning, Patrick, and all the rockers out there. Yeah, we're talking football on this Monday morning. As all our NFL fans out there, we're beginning to digest how the NFL draft went for your particular team. On Thursday night, as expected, our guy Jaden Daniels out of Cajon High School. He did go number 2 to the Washington Commanders, and he'll probably start right away. He's going to be their franchise quarterback. You don't go that high and sit on the bench, so he's probably going to be their guy from day one. Congratulations to him. But I also want to take a look at the Rams draft quickly because I thought they made a haul with some great college football players on the national stage and some guys who hit close to home too. So they got Michigan running back Blake Corum, who won the national title. He was the workhorse, Patrick, for the Maize and Blue this season. So I think that was a huge pickup for that offense.
Yes, so pound the rock when they need to. He had that Sean McVay. He's very crafty in picking these good players. He seems to recognize talent, that's for sure.
Yeah, he absolutely does. And I know Kyron Williams kind of had a breakout season. But, running backs, they kind of get a lot of miles, right? And it's better to have 2 than just 1 back there running the rock. So I think that's maybe what the Rams are going for. And they got a pretty good offense with some great young receivers. So I think the Rams are in a really good spot. The other guy I wanted to bring up, and maybe this is because, remember they're losing Aaron Donald, so the defense isn't going to look the same going into next season. But our guy, Brennan Jackson, the pride of Great Oak High School in Temecula, who's also a Washington State guy, Patrick, he was drafted in the 5th round by the Rams.
Yeah, so it looks like it's a good piece right there. So defensively, he looks like he really added to some key places. Sometimes, it's not as glamorous, these positions. Running back isn't as glamorous as it used to be. But for what McVay needs, sometimes I like it when you just don't pick this player or pick that player. They pick a need, and that is a need for the Rams.
Yeah, absolutely. He's one of those hybrid guys who plays on the end, right? A defensive end, an outside linebacker. He can do all that. Super athletic, really good guy. And I think the Rams are going to really love him. So it was awesome that they went kind of local, right, and got that guy. So I think the Rams had a good draft, both offense and defense.
Right, and it was kind of cool to see them do some defensive because, look at the first 14 picks? It was all offense, baby. It was quarterbacks. It was wide receivers. It was offensive tackles, man. So it's kind of cool to see somebody say, hey, you know what? Defense is important. If you don't stop the other team, you can't win.
Yeah, isn't that funny how that works, right? So you're right, like 6 of the first picks were quarterbacks, and then it was also the guys who protect the quarterback are also highly valuable. So we saw those guys go off the board very, very quickly. And then it was kind of like radio silence for a while, right? We didn't see any quarterbacks picked, I think, until the middle of the 3rd round. It was quiet.
Oh, it was like Bo Nix. And that's why the Broncos, I believe, are taking a beating because then the next quarterback wasn't until Spencer Rattler at 150 or whatever. Yeah. So everyone's like, I think you could have waited on the Bo Nix thing. Nevertheless, who knows whether that was because, okay, now, that was the best quarterback for a long time, or you could have waited. It was just interesting to see no quarterbacks go forever.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It was a top-heavy quarterback draft. The quarterbacks at the top, like our guy Jaden Daniels, like Caleb Williams from USC, really, really good. These guys, they could be franchise quarterbacks for their teams for a long, long time. But then it felt like there was a gap. And I don't know if there's another Brock Purdy out there. I think Brock Purdy's kind of an outlier. This normally doesn't happen. But there was a huge gap between the top-heavy quarterbacks and the rest of the field.
Yeah, it was wild, man.
Yeah, and I do want to give a shout-out also to your Seahawks because they grabbed our guy from Eisenhower High School, Sataoa Lamea. He's a big offensive tackle, so they drafted him in the 6th round. So we had a couple local guys, including Sataoa, so that was pretty cool to see.
Always cool. You need an IE guy in there.
The IE guys hold it down, man. Lunch pail, blue collar, whatever you want to call it, man. We get a little gritty, and that's what we do, and we work hard. So they love those guys.
Yeah.
All right, so the NFL draft is in the rearview mirror now, and teams will start building their rosters, going into mini camps and whatnot coming up very soon. But right now, we are deep and thick in the playoffs for the NBA right now. And for the Lakers, it's Game 5 tonight against the Denver Nuggets. They staved off elimination once in Game 4. They won that one. Can they do it again? Patrick, I think it'll be tough. They got that one game in Game 4, but I don't know if they get any more.
No, man. It was funny. Off air, we were talking, and Pep was like, I think they just pissed Denver off more than anything. So we'll have to see what happens. It is do or die, like you said. One thing that is coming out is definitely LeBron's reaction to the coaching staff, where he was basically going off on them, telling them that they were jackasses and not doing the right calls. So, of course, Le GM is coming up and saying that Le GM is tired of Darvin Ham.
Yeah, I mean, and LeBron, I think it was a play. He was like yelling at the Laker bench as well, his teammates. So I don't know, man. You know, at some point the honeymoon phase is over, right? It's like, hey, it was great putting on a Lakers uniform, a legendary franchise and whatnot. But I don't know. If they crash and burn tonight, I would not see LeBron at least explore his other options. At least look and see what else is out there if he decides to leave the Lakers. But first things first, Game 5 tonight, and we'll see if who's going to step up and support LeBron. D'Angelo Russell finally, showed up. The invisible man finally showed up and did something in that Game 4 victory against Denver. But someone else is going to have to take some of the load and do some of the damage on the offensive end. It can't be all LeBron, can't be all AD. Somebody else.
Somebody's got to help out. And then also just quick sidebar, where Bronny is going to go is also kind of looming out there a little bit. A lot of people think that will influence LeBron. We'll have to see. Either way, we'll stick to Game 5 tonight. And if the Lakers pull this off, then it's one more chance. You know what I mean? Can they stay alive? It doesn't feel very good, though, does it, Pep?
No, I mean, Denver's too good. It's not like, again, OKC and Minnesota are very, very good, but they're also young. They haven't done anything. So there would be more question marks on them. But Denver is the reigning NBA world champions. They've done this. They've been there. They've been in uncomfortable situations. So for them to bounce back after a loss, I think it's pretty predictable. So I don't know. I feel like Denver gets it done tonight, but who knows?
We'll have to see, and we will know more on Thursday when we check in again with our guy, Pep. Pep, tell him how to get your stuff.
Hey, get my stuff anytime. That's Inland Sports, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're also on YouTube, the Inland Sports Show YouTube channel. That's Inland Sports.
Thanks, Pep.